So good morning everybody, you're all very welcome here to Park and Pearses, the home of Park Pearses GAA Club, for the first of this year's County Division 1 Under-20 semi-finals between close neighbours Clann and Pearses. This is of course a rerun of this year's County Senior Final when these great adversaries met and Pearses came out on the right side of it. But today we have the County Under-20 semi-final. Taking place here in great conditions on a beautiful morning for a game of football. So we'll get into it pretty quickly and we'll give you a run through the teams. Pearses line out with James Costello in goal. Number 2 is Jason Cunningham. Full back is Conor Hurley. And number 4 is Luke Walsh. Conor Lohan, the County Under-20 star, anchors the defence at 6, with Daniel Farrell at number 5 and John Moore at number 7. Middle of the field is Caleb Keogh and Jack Downey. Richie Brown is at number 10, Owen McManus lines out at centre forward, and Declan Kenny at wing forward at number 12. Owen Colleran, County Minor star, leads the attack at 14, with Thomas Carey at 13 and Jack Tubley at 15. For Clann, Neil Hannon lines out in goal. Full back Alan McManus with Cian Gavin at number 2 and Joe Dignan at 4. Thomas Lennon, County Minor star, at 6, with Ian Herney at number 5 and Shane Gavin at number 7. Paddy Gavin from the County Under-20 team in the middle of the field and captain with Michael Harrington. Half forward line is led by Josh Lennon at number 11, Oisin Flaherty is at number 10, and Conor Riley at 12, and Fergus Lennon leads the attack from 14, with Cian Fallon McGowan at number 13, and Mark Naughton at number 15. So Mick Breheny is refereeing the game today, ready to throw in. So we're all set for what we hope should be a cracker of a game, as I said, in this first of this year's County Under-20 semi-finals. On what is a perfect day for football. Both these teams striving to get into this year's County Under-20 final. In the other semi-final, Roscommon Gales St. Bridget's play Oran, and that game is taking place today. So, Mick Breheny throws the ball in, and we're off, and we're going. And immediately it's won by Clann, and it's in the hands of Paddy Gavin. Paddy punts that ball up into the corner where Mark Naughton comes out in front, gets his hand on it. He's well tackled there by the by the Pearses players, and it's won there by Daniel Farrell. The ball is cleared. Mark Naughton is on the ground. Heavy challenge there. He just ran into it. There was nothing untoward. Just a 50-50 ball. And Mark just came out a bit the worst of it. So we have our first hold up in the play. Mick Breheny is standing over Mark. I think he's going to be okay though. So meanwhile, my team sheet blows away. So I'll be with you in a second. The Pearses team has just taken flight, but they're back. Thanks very much. Great. So we're back with the play. So the referee has the ball and he's going to. It's a free out. So that ball is kicked long down the field, straight into Jack Tumilty, senior star Jack Tumilty. Check with his left foot. Jack punts that ball in. Jack Tumilty kicks his first point of the game. Jack Tumilty, senior star of course, came on in the county senior final and scored a great goal against Clann in that county senior final. Jack opens the scoring here today for Pádraig Pearses. So Neil Hannon kicks that ball high to the middle of the field. Up goes Harrington and Caleb Keogh. That ball breaks and it's picked up now by Thomas Lennon. Thomas tackled there by Declan Kenny, gets the ball back, goes back to Joe Dignan into the middle, and here comes Ian Herney now. Ian up to central defence, and sorry I mentioned Ian at 7, he's at number 6. Ball is played down into the corner where Fergus Lennon goes for that ball, but it's well won back there. Conor Hurley got a good hand in there in front of Fergus Lennon and broke that ball down. So Pearses have started this game well. Now ball is punted to the middle of the field where it's with Owen McManus. Owen, the ball breaks away from him and it's won there by Paddy Gavin. Paddy is fouled. So it's a free for Clann. This should be a lively encounter between two close neighbouring teams. Ball is punted inside to Josh Lennon. Josh, who was broke into the Clann senior team this year. Josh now turns inside on his right foot, punches that ball into the centre to Conor Riley. Back to Josh Lennon. Josh now into Ian Herney. Ian, who's joining the attack from number 6. Ian hits with his right foot. Ian Herney, well, that's a good score by Ian Herney. Ian Herney, the Clann number 6, gets up the field, joins the attack, and kicks a super point to get Clann off the board. So after 2.5 minutes here on what's a sunny, perfect conditions for a game of football, Pearses were level at a point each. Super kick out there by James Costello, ex-county minor goalkeeper, goes the whole way down into the corner, where it's picked up there by Thomas Carey. Now Pearses building an attack again. Ball is in the middle of the field here, and it's with Jack Downey. Now back to the centre, and here comes Pearses out this side of the field to Richie Brown. Now Richie looking to see who's available. He goes long into the corner, but that ball is well read back there by Oisin O'Flaherty, the wing back, who's dropped back the field, and now he takes it and moves it up along, and here comes Clann. This is good play by Oisin O'Flaherty, a strong, powerful, strong young lad. Ball is played into the corner for Mark Nocton, and Mark wins it out in front. Now chance here for Clann. Mark Nocton turns left, turns right, gets onto his right foot. Mark Nocton shoots, but that ball is partially blocked and falls into the hands of James Costello, and Pearses build again from the back. So we have a lively opening here. This is Daniel Farrell, the number 5, up along to Declan Kenny. Declan is tackled by Ian Herney, and the ball breaks from Declan Kenny and goes out for what is a Clann ball. So Clann, as we know, attacking, those that knows Pearse attacking into the dressing room ends. Cian Fallon McGowan with his left foot across the goal. That ball goes the whole way over to Fergus Lennon, and Fergus Lennon with his right foot shoots and flashes over a point. Good score by Fergus Lennon, Fergus's first point of the game, to put Clann a point ahead, 2 points to 1, in what has been a very, very lively opening to this game. Clann, of course, this, as you know, we're playing under 20 grade. Under 21 changed to under 20 back in 2015, so the traditional under 21 is now replaced by under 20. Meanwhile, Paddy Gavin dinks the ball inside from Eric Nocton, who's there. Ball breaks to Fergus Lennon, great chance for Fergus Lennon, goes in, shoots, goal for Clann. Goal for Clann, goal for Fergus Lennon. A long high ball that was punted in by Paddy Gavin. Mark Nocton came out in front. The ball broke. Mark picked up the breaking ball. 2 Pearses defenders came to him, and he slipped it inside to Fergus Lennon. And Fergus, who was a member of the successful Roscommon under-20 team that went to this year's All-Ireland final, Fergus plants the ball into the back of the net for a great start for Clann. Meanwhile, Pearses wins their own kick-out in the shape of Daniel Farrell. Daniel now to Caleb Keogh, county minor star, full-back for last year's, or for the 2020 county minor team. Fine player Caleb Keogh now transfers it back to Declan Kenny, also a member of that team. Declan now tacks up the middle of the field. Pearses will try and get something back for that goal as soon as they can. Now, ball is in the middle, it's with Owen McManus. Back to Jack Tumulty, back to Daniel Farrell. This is nice with Pearses. Daniel with his right foot from 40 yards out. Daniel strikes that ball high, but to the right and wide for Pearses. First wide of the game. So this says a lively start to this game. We've only played 5 minutes of the game, and Clann lead by 1-2 to a point. So Neil Hannon places the ball to kick it out and get this game back in play again. Neil comes high this side of the field, the stand side, but Daniel Farrell and Paddy Gavin takes that ball on the chest and moves it on, and now Ian Herney. Ian, a star of the Clann senior team this year. Ian up along to Cian Fallon McGowan. Now, Fallon McGowan looks to see what his options are, turns back into the middle. Tackled there by Jason Cunningham, fouled by Jason Cunningham, and it's a free to Clann. So as I says, this is the 6th year of the competition going to come. Meanwhile, that ball is kicked in quickly, but it's well cut out back there now, and Pearse has cleared that ball out the field. And once again with Daniel Farrell, who has really been involved early on, the early stages of this game. Now Daniel gives the ball back, and here comes Farrell again, right out the far side of the field, and now Pearse's attack down along on the far side of the field. The ball is with Johnny Moore. Moore now back into Owen McManus. Owen looks to see who's available and gives that ball long in towards Owen Colleran. Owen Colleran's first attempt to get to the ball on the day, and he's well tackled back there by Alan McManus. Both of these guys who played together on that Connacht minor winning team from 2020. Teammates that day, adversaries today. So Owen Colleran with his first chance. Fine player Owen Colleran with his left foot. We've seen him do this thousands of times, and Owen from about 25 yards out, his left foot curls that ball in and curls it over the bar for his first score of the game. And this game really has had a lively start to it. So we want to welcome everyone on behalf of Eugene Pettit and myself. We want to welcome everyone that's tuned in here this morning. We hope you're enjoying the service. We hope you're getting to see it if you couldn't make the game. That you're getting to join us here on the Clann YouTube channel. Everybody is welcome and good to have you on board. Meanwhile, the ball is kicked out the far side of the field, but it's broken over there, picked up by Moore. John Moore, well, it's not. It was John Moore actually fouled that, touched the ball on the ground. So Clann now has the chance to attack again with Paddy Gavin. Paddy dinks it up along to McGowan, Fallon McGowan, who started the game really well. He was pushed in the back, so another free to Clann. Paddy Gavin still has the ball in his hand. Now looks for Fergus Lennon. Fergus inside, but Hurley breaks that ball again excellently. And here comes Pearses. Out the far side. Ball is with Declan Kenny now. Declan back out again. And this ball is played long by Thomas Carey. Down along the wing. Thomas Carey, who's dropped back, but it's well read there by Thomas Lennon, who saw that from a long way out. Thomas now. Back into the centre. Talan McManus. Back to Paddy Gavin. So many of these guys would have played together with each other at county level. So it should make for a spicy game here today. Ian Herney. Ian now back in the customary half back line. All the way up to Merrick Naughton. Merrick comes that, but that's well won from the back. Great tackling there by Luke Walsh. And the ball is played back along, and now it's with Hurley at full back, Conor Hurley. Ball is played into the centre to Jack Downey. Now Jack Downey, Jack ex-county minor star, Jack feeds it, and here they come up along. This is with Conor Lohan. Ball is played over the far side of the field. Now Pearses attack up along. Lohan, of course, senior star, winner of a county senior medal this year. Also played in Crow Park, played a huge part in that under-20 run. Into Calum Keogh now. Calum inside to Tumulty. Tumulty, this is good by Pearses. Tackled there by Cian Gavin, but he gets the ball away. It's over the far side of the field now. And that ball is kicked by Richie Brown, but it was partially blocked and fell into the hands of Neil Hannon, and Clonagale come back up the field again. So both these teams probing, trying to find each other out. Meanwhile, that ball is given away, and Owen Collern with his left foot. Owen Collern shoots from 30 yards out, but the ball drops just to the right and wide for Pearse's second wide of the game. And players like Owen Collern, you can't really give them chances like that. Clonagale had the ball and seemed to be coming out comfortably with it, but a pass was blocked and fell into the hands of Collern, a very dangerous forward. But luckily for Clonagale, the ball drifted to the right and wide. Hannon again out this side of the field. Kenny goes up and Herney, but that's taken again by Daniel Farrell. Daniel, who started this game really well and driving Pearses on from that half backline position. Daniel goes across the field to the middle of the field now. Ball is with Pearses down the far side, and I know I've given you the Pearses team at the beginning, but there seems to be some changes on it here, so we'll get them. Some players wearing different numbers, so we'll try and clarify that as we go along. Meanwhile, Calum Keogh at number 8 now. Calum, strong player, started the senior championship of midfield for Pearses this year. Over the far side to Moore, and they attack down along the left hand side. Long ball goes in. Now Owen Collern again. Owen out in front, transfers that ball off. That's a lovely ball to Tumulty, and Tumulty with his right foot, but that ball drops. Doesn't go wide. No, it's well won back there by Joe Degnan. Joe back into Neil Hannon, and Clann Bill from the back again. Now up along the wing, with that ball is dropped by Paddy Gavin, but picked up again. Paddy, of course, a star of both the county under-20 and the Clonagale senior teams this year. Long down the field to Cian Fallon McGowan. McGowan gets there, but Lukey Walsh gets, and unfortunately Lukey Walsh was wearing number 2. Luke, superb county minor player as well. Now Thomas Lennon back to Michael Harrington. Michael Harrington attacks up the centre, back to Josh Lennon. Now Josh dinks that ball inside for Fergus Lennon again, but that's well read back there. Well read and cut out, and here comes Pearses now. Pearses attacking down the middle of the field. Both these teams are very well set up. They seem to have a lot of work done. Ball is played in, but Joe Degnan wins that ball out in front, but it's turned over. And meanwhile, it was turned over well there by Thomas Carey. And Thomas gets his free because I assume the referee deemed that the ball was handled on the ground. So meanwhile, they go back across the middle of the field. Now, this is with, it looks like Richie Brown. Pearses attack up the far side, up the left-hand side, playing with the sun to their backs. Now, back inside, and this is Tumulty now. Jack Tumulty, senior player, but they're well tackled there by Shane Gavin, younger brother of Paddy. Ball breaks, and here comes Clonagale through the hands of Michael Harrington. Now Josh Lennon playing deeply, Paddy Gavin. And now Paddy goes up along to McGowan. Fallon McGowan wins that ball out in front. Feeds it back to Shane Gavin, and here comes Clonagale. This is nicely structured, and meanwhile McBrady, the ref, has looked inside, and he saw a foul by Conor Hurley on Fergus Lennon in on the 21 yards line. So an easy free for Clonagale, a silly free for the Pearses man to give away, but I suppose in truth and essence it's something that happens in most matches and not every referee sees it, but in that occasion McBreheny saw it. So a handy free for Clonagale in front of the goal, which Fergus Lennon kicks with his right foot, and Fergus curls that ball over the bar. Fergus for his second point of the game, a goal and 2 points now for Fergus Lennon. So after 12 and a half minutes of play, Clonagale are leading by 1-3 to 2 points. So it's tight and it's tense and it's frantic. Meanwhile, the ball is kicked out long. That's a superb kick out. And now here comes Pearses attacking down the right hand side. And this ball is with Jason Cunningham. Jason puts it inside towards Owen Collern, but it's well broke there and won by Ian Herney, wearing number 6. And Ian puts it out the far side. And now here they go, Paddy Gavin. And Clonagale are turning this ball over quickly. Conor O'Reilly. Riley turns inside. The tackle of Daniel Farrell. Back to Mark Nocton, who's a long way out the field. Mark now looks inside and goes long and high, and it goes over the top. And this is a dangerous ball, and Cian Fella McGowan gets there first and picks it up. Well tackled by Luke Walsh, but gives it back out to Josh Lennon. And Josh, with his right foot from 25 yards out, Josh floats that ball in. But Josh floats it to the right and wide for Clonagale's second wide of the game. So the score remains a 1-3 to 2 points. Clonagale, of course, who have are attacking again. Thomas Lennon, Ian Herney. Clonagale are relentless here at the moment now. They're getting on top, but that ball is badly placed. Josh Lennon, and he never had a chance to get that. And Josh then fouls John Moore from Pearses, and the ball is turned over. As I was saying, Clonagale, who have won the under-21 when it was on 7 occasions, and this under-20 competition since it came in have won it twice in 2016 and 2018. Pearses, of course, 4-time winners of the under-21 championship when it was in that format. So both these clubs highly experienced at this level, and both county championship winners at this level. Meanwhile, here comes Pearses down the field. Farrell again goes long for Tumulty, but Joe Degnan gets his hand in, but Tumulty uses all his experience and wins that ball. Now here comes Tumulty. Tumulty running at the goal. Now Tumulty outside here, and that ball is with Thomas Carey. Now Carey inside to Owen Collern, the dangerous Owen Collern. Owen will try to get onto his left foot. He gets on his left foot, Owen Collern. And Owen Collern, as he always does, from 30 yards out, Owen Collern swings the ball over the bar for his second point of the game. Pearse's third point of the game. Meanwhile, Mick Breheny noted the high tackle on Owen Collern, and while he did the right thing and let him play go, he now calls it back. So he's giving a yellow card, or a yellow card to Paddy Gavin. Paddy, the Clonagale captain. So Paddy obviously needs to be careful from here on in now, because Clonagale can ill afford to do without a player of Paddy Gavin's calibre. So that's a yellow card for Paddy Gavin. Justified, I would think. So Neil Hannon gets this game up and running again. High ball out the middle of the field, but Caleb Keogh goes up and fetches that ball in the middle of the field. Caleb goes long now, down into the corner and top of Owen Collern again. Collern takes it on the chest, turns Alan McManus now. There's a good battle, and here comes Owen Collern, shot at goal. Owen Collern, and Collern puts the ball low, but luckily for Clonagale, just to the left of the post. But he was fouled as he was going in by Alan McManus, but that was very dangerous for Clonagale there. And the Pearses' tactic of winning the ball and going long to Owen Collern seems to be coming into play now, and it seems to be working. Seems to be working well. Meanwhile, Eugene is moving the microphone in all directions here, but hopefully it's working. Meanwhile, that was Jack Tumulty. So Jack Tumulty, with his second point of the game, a right-footed free, brings it back now to a 2-point ball game. Meanwhile, Breheny blows the first water break of the game. So after 16 minutes of play, we have our first water break, and Clonagale leading by a score of 1-3 to 2 points. Meanwhile, I'll take this opportunity, as I said to you during the ladies' final last week, which I hope you joined us for, that Clonagale has huge fundraising drive on at the moment to raise much needed funds for the development of the club and development of all aspects of the club, including our younger members, our facilities and that, and we've launched a huge fundraising draw. So the prize for this is a retro VW camper van worth €40,000. Fabulous prize for any of you that's been locked down for the last couple of years. This is your opportunity to get out and get on the road and travel round about. So for everyone to join this club draw, and we would love everyone to have a go and take part, and we are aware there's a lot of draws going on at the moment, but as far as we in Clonagale are concerned, this is the best one. So to do that, you need to log on to www.winaretrovwcamper.ie. And I'll do that again because I'm under the watchful eye of Eugene, who's always waiting for it to make a mistake. www.winaretrovwcamper.ie. So we would be delighted if everybody would log on there. Tickets are €25 each. There is 3 for €50 and 5 for €100. And Eugene informs me that you can still get 6 for the €100 if you dive on as quick as you can. So You might take that on board, and as I says, I am aware there's a lot of fundraising going ahead, and you can understand that with all clubs trying to raise money, and because things are so limited during the pandemic, so draws are the way to go, and of course everything has been done online now. But we at Clannigal would be delighted if you jump in, and that would be a good prize. You could travel around Europe or America or Roscommon or Leitrim or places like that in style. So get in there and buy the tickets and have a go at the retro camper van. Meanwhile, we're back with the play. So after the first water break, with the score standing at 1-3 to 4 points, Neil Haney kicks out the ball, but that's misdirected straight to Owen McManus. Now Owen, tackled there by Thomas Lennon, but he feeds the ball back out. Number 10, Richie Brown, puts that ball into the corner, and now Owen Collin again, the dangerous Owen Collin, who's coming more and more into this game. Owen is tackled, but the referee didn't think he was fouled. Clannigal turns it over, and away we go. Now, in the shape of Paddy Gavin. Paddy now, long down the field to Fergus Lennon, who's come a long way from full forward and lost his marker, Colin Hurley. Now, Fergus Lennon dinks that ball inside to Oisin O'Flaherty. Now, Oisin turns into the middle and back to Josh Lennon. Josh, classy footballer, Josh Lennon, very educated right foot on him. Josh turns inside, but there he just runs into one Pearses player too many. But the referee deems that he was been fouled. Yes, foul there. Yeah. So sorry, foul there by Jack Downey, the Pearses number 9. So Jack Downey. Jack Downey. So, free. Ball is put in by Cian Fallon, long, high, dangerous ball in. Mark Nocton goes up and catches that ball in the square. That's well done. Mark Nocton turns on his right foot. Oh, that's a super save by James Costello. Great attempt there by Mark Nocton. Great chance there for Clannigal to put another goal on the board. But James Costello, who of course is ex-county minor goalkeeper, made a super save there and kept Pearses in the hunt. Meanwhile, Pearses now moving it with intent, going to try and get back down the field. Here they go. Ball is put out to that far side of the field. It's with John Moore out there. Now John picks it up. John's tackled by Cian Fallon McGowan, but puts that ball up along the wing, and that ball comes up along to Richie Brown. Now Richie turns back into the centre to see what's available to him. Available to him is Jack Downey. Jack now attacking through the middle. Jack, who also played county minor football, played on the senior panel this year. Ball is played inside, and here they come now. This is very dangerous looking. Ball is back again with John Moore. But the ball is floating around, but Moore picks it up and gets it eventually. That's good resilience by John Moore, and now it's played right back into the middle here to Richie Brown. Richie now comes right out this side for Jack Tumilty. Tumilty goes up but drops that ball, and Cian Gavin, the ever-vigilant Cian Gavin, picks it up and sets Clannigal away with Ian Herney. This is a good game of football. Josh Lennon, Cian Gavin again now. Cian turns inside, but tackled there by Jack Tumilty. And Tumilty does really well, and Gavin picks the ball off the ground, and that's excellent work by Jack Tumilty. The ref is saying, back a bit, Jack, you're too far down, but excellent work there by Jack Tumilty. He stuck to his task and turned the ball over on Cian Gavin. Now back to Declan Kenny. Declan now. Declan attacking through the middle of the field. Declan, lovely footballer. Declan carries the ball. Now gives it to Daniel Farrell on the burst, and Farrell with his right foot from about 30 yards out. But Daniel Farrell swings that ball to the right and wide. He's second wide of the game. Pearses fourth wide of the game. So Pearses now has had a few chances there, a little bit profligate in front of goal, but still a close game. So 1-3 to 4 points. We'd like to welcome, as I said, everybody here today and say hello to those that can't be here today. A special call to Lil Shine, to Annette Durney, those that would always be at the games but can't be here today. We hope you get better soon. And just a quick message sent in to me here, Jester, put the fire on. Meanwhile, the ball is in the hands of Mark Nocton. Mark out to the right, and here comes Josh Lennon. Josh now attacking through the middle. This is dangerous. Back outside to Nocton. These are playing well up there. Good movement. Ball comes back to Shane Gavin. Shane back out to Nocton. Back inside to Oisin Flaherty, but that one is left just a little bit short. Kellum Keogh gets a hand in, but meanwhile Josh Lennon picks it up, and on his right foot from way out the field, Josh swings it. But Josh swings it to the left and wide. Clannigal's third wide of the game. So a couple of wides happening here and there. Meanwhile, there's an injury down this end. It seems to be Ian Herney. Ian is down. He's holding his head. He took a blow there now. It was innocuous enough, I would have thought, but Tony Flannery, the physio, is out with him, and Tony is checking on him. Breheny is checking. Meanwhile, as I said to you earlier on, Clannigal at under 21 level won 7 titles in 83, 86, 87, 90, 97, 2014 and 15, and 2 under 20s in 16 and 18. Meanwhile, Pearses won their titles in 2000, in 75, 91, 2001, 2010. Meanwhile, ball is Hurley comes out with the ball but drops it, turns it over, and is picked up by Oisin Flaherty. Now can Clannigal make the most of this. Ball is put inside again to Mark Nocton, but there was a push in the back by Jason Cunningham back there. Looked innocuous enough, but push in the back. So it's a free into Clonagale and a chance to extend their lead. Meanwhile, all of Clonagale would like to wish the very best to Pádraig Pearses' senior team. Pádraig Pearses take the field on Saturday next in Hyde Park at 1:30 against Mount Bellew Moylock from Galway in the Connacht Club Championship semi-final. So Cian Fallon McGowan kicks that over with his left foot, and Cian tips that ball over the bar for his first point of the game, to put Clonagale ahead by 1-5 to 4 points. Going back to that, the very best luck, as I said, to Pearses next Sunday. Great chance for Pearses and Connacht this year. They play Mount Bellew in the semi-final, of course Tourlestrand from Sligo and Knockmore from Mayo in the other semi-final. So we wish all the best to Pearses and hope that goes well for them. Meanwhile, back here in Woodmount, James Costello puts that ball long out the field. Keogh goes up for it, but it falls into the hands of Shane Gavin. And Clann attack now. Clon's transition from back to front is very good at the moment. Fergus Lennon out in front. Mark Nocton with his right foot from 40 yards out. Mark Nocton drops that ball in, but into the hands of James Costello, who never wavered under that ball, and Costello feeds it out here to Daniel Farrell, and Pearses start again. Jack Downey, Jack in the middle of the field for Pearses now. Experienced player at this level, Jack, to another one, Owen McManus, Red Owen. Clonagale's, or Pearses' version of Red Owen. We in Clann had our own. Meanwhile, it's with Thomas Carey, Thomas Carey, brother of Paul, the county senior star. Now back to Declan Kenny. Declan now across the middle, looks for support. The support comes from Jack Downey. Jack attacking up the middle, now looks out to the far side of the field, and it's with John Moore. Back again, Jack Downey directing traffic the middle of the field. Now Lukey Walsh. Lukey joins the attack. Good player Lukey Walsh into Conor Lohan. Conor Lohan now, this is a guy that can make inroads. Conor now gets it on his right foot and puts that ball and skies it. Underneath it is, Neil Hannon has come out and that ball broke dangerously. You had Alan McManus and Cian Gavin was underneath the ball, but Neil Hannon came, but in fairness to him, when he came, he did clear his lines. But the ball broke over and was picked clean off the ground by a Clonagale player. So this is a handy free for Pearses. It's a 14 yards line. It's in the hands of Jack Tumulty. And with his right foot, Jack Tumulty dinks that ball over the bar for his third point of the game. So 3 points for Jack Tumulty, 2 for Owen Colleran, makes up the 5 for Pádraig Pearses. Fergus Lennon has 1-2 for Clonagale. As has Cian Fallon McGowan a point and Ian Herney a point to make up the 1-4 for Clonagale. Meanwhile, referee Mick Breheny is going in towards the umpires and he's speaking to somebody back there. There's an official back there and he's telling them you can't be behind the goal, you've got to go over to the side, lots of room over there. So a nice crowd in here today, as one would expect for Clonagale Pearses, and they're all not too many in the stand. They all seem to be out on the hill in the sun. Meanwhile, ball is kicked out high, and underneath is Shane Gavin. Shane goes up and fetches it well, brother of Paddy. Pass it to Oisin O'Flaherty, Oisin County Minor star from 2021. Unfortunately beaten by Sligo in the Connacht Minor final, but Oisin played a big part in that team's run. Unfortunately, that ball runs out over the line for Oisin, and it is a line ball for Pearses. So over the far side, right in front of the Clonagale dugout. Ball is with Richie Brown. Richie looks to see who he'll give it to. He comes back the field. And they attack from back here now, and it's with Jack Downey right over this side. Jack now faced up by Josh Lennon, but Jack comes out wider again. Out here to Thomas Carey, who has lots of space now. Thomas looks inside and he looks for Owen Colleran, but it's 2 against 1. And in fairness, Owen Colleran, but Alan McManus is penalised there for a push in the back. I thought it was maybe harsh enough, but fair enough, I suppose. So Owen Colleran is the dangerous player in there, and every time Pearses wins that ball, they're constantly looking for Colleran in a full forward. And he has been shown in fairness, and he has 2 points scored already. So this is a free on his left foot. He's about 30 yards out, but to the right of the goal, about 15 yards in from the sideline. So this will be a good score for Owen Colleran. Stands as he normally does with his back to goal. Now comes round, and with his left foot, he lofts that ball high. Oh, that's a super point by Owen Colleran. His third point of the game, about 35 yards out, and it was unerring. When it left his boot, it was like an arrow, went straight over the bar. So now brings it back to a 1 point game, 1-4 to 6 points, and all of a sudden this game has closed up after the Clonagale goal. Pearses have worked really hard to get themselves back into this, and we have a 1 point game. Meanwhile, out the middle of the field, Harrington jumps with Keogh, but the ball breaks over the top, and it's now with Richie Brown, who has played well in this game, into Owen McManus. Now Owen tried to set something, but he's tackled there by Thomas Lennon, who dispossesses him and breaks the ball, and Ian Herney goes to pick it up, and Owen McManus fouled. So what can Clonagale do from here? Ball is flicked. That's a dangerous ball, but Paddy Gavin takes it now. Paddy looks inside, rides the tackle,
comes back in, comes outside and gives it out here to Thomas Lennon. Thomas now, who are looking to take this ball at the Pearses fence. Thomas, of course, who will be very close to the Pearses border. Fergus Lennon. Fergus now. Fergus is tackled by two Pearses players but gets it back to Thomas Lennon, and the referee blows him for throwing the ball. The Pearses defence are swarming here, so they're really swarming into their defence here, and they're turning that ball over in Clonagale, and they're doing it very well. Meanwhile, the whole way back to James Costello on the goal, and James is struggling to pick it up, but eventually he does. Gives it to Jack Downey now, and Jack looks to attack from there. Declan Kenny, and Pearses come again out of their own half on their own 50-yard line now. Kenny, an elegant runner with the ball into the centre to Hurley. Hurley now, lovely ball inside, and here's Conor Lohan, danger man now from centre back. Inside again to Caleb Keogh. This is super play by Pearses. Keogh now looks to see what's available, and Keogh goes long with his right foot, definitely within his scoring range, but unfortunately he pulls it well to the right and wide, and that, if I'm not mistaken, is Pearses' 5th wide of the game. We've played 26 minutes in this game so far, so we're a few minutes from half time, so both teams will be vying to get tried to be in the lead here at half time, but there's a point in it as we speak, 4 to 6 points. Meanwhile, great kick out up the field, breaks in the middle of the field. Josh Lennon goes for it, but that ball is won there, foul there by Merrick Naughton on Jason Cunningham. So I have to say, in the last 5 or 10 minutes, Pearses have got on top a little bit in this game. When Clonagale scored the goal and Merrick Naughton almost had a second, Clann were probably on top, but Pearses have worked their way back into this game, and this is going to be tight and this is going to be tense. Joe Degnan wins the ball well here in front of the stand, back to Thomas Lennon. Now Clonagale tries to build from the back again. This is Cian Gavin. Cian out to Thomas Lennon. Thomas Lennon out to Michael Harrington, and Clann look to attack up that right hand side. Michael Harrington. Good player Michael, suffered an injury in the semi-final, but has got himself back fit here now for the final. Back to Cian Gavin, back to Shane Gavin, to Michael Harrington. Now this is good play. Shane Gavin again to Cian Gavin. That was good play, but that last pass went astray, and Pearses mop up that loose ball. Now gives it out to Keogh. Keogh, well held in the middle of the field, fine player. Gives it to Jack Downey now on the burst. Downey goes down into that corner, but Alan McManus read that ball really well and put out the ball into Owen Colleran. That's a great duel in there between Colleran and McManus, two county teammates. Paddy Gavin goes to clear the ball out the field, but Paddy is fouled in the middle of the field, and it's a free to Clonagale. Pearses disagreed, so Mick Breheny says, right lads, we're going to take it up another bit, so it now goes just inside the Pearses half of the field. So we played 28 minutes of this game. 4 to 6 points. It's tight and it's tense as we thought it would be. It's going to go to the wire. Paddy Gavin goes long inside. Fergus Lennon gets out in front and breaks it, but it's picked up by Luke Walsh. Picks up the breaking ball. Pearses are very quick to the breaking ball, and the Pearses defence has been very good in there. Meanwhile, Pearses attack out the field now. But that Pearses defence has given away only one goal and 2 from play. So they've been very tight back there. Now, ball is back in the hands of Jack Downey. Jack, who's been running the game here from the middle of the field, playing very well, right across to Daniel Farrell. Daniel, who's played go-forward football here and put Pearses on the attack lots of times. Now to Luke Walsh. Luke at cornerback has moved up the field. Luke travels now back to Declan Kenny. Declan Kenny solos across the middle of the field. Very elegant runner as Declan Kenny goes, give it to Jack Tumulty, but that ball breaks away from him, and it's picked up there by Josh Lennon, and Josh is fouled. So I don't think Jack Tumulty was expecting that pass, and it just bounced off him and into the hands of Josh Lennon. Now Josh dinks that ball forward to Conor O'Reilly now. Conor also on that county minor panel. Conor goes long into the corner now for Merrick Naughton. Merrick wins that ball out in front. Now Merrick turns, but unfortunately Merrick just picked the ball off the ground. The ball was bouncing to him, and with the probably slightly damper soil at this time of the year, it just died and ran along the ground, and unfortunately Merrick picked it and then kicked it away, and the ball was brought forward. So Pearses looked to attack again with McManus and Lennon, but Lennon wins that ball to Harrington. Harrington now goes long. That's a good ball for Fallon McGowan, but way over the top, way too high. He was expecting Cian Fallon McGowan needed to be about 8 foot tall to get that ball, so it runs into James Costello. James now looking to see what's available. Who's available? Caleb Keogh is available. This Pearses midfield have come into this game in the last 10 minutes. Caleb Keogh and Jack Downey. Now the ball is with Downey, and they're driving Pearses forward. Meanwhile, Conor Lohan. Lohan back to Keogh. And here we go again. Met by Thomas Lennon, but Keogh slips the tackle and gives it back to Downey. Downey breaks a tackle of about 3 or 4 players. This is good football by Pearses. Now out the far side to Brown. Brown takes that ball and looks to see what's inside. Still has it. Tackled by 2 Clonagale players, but feeds it back. Downey is always available for them, and he comes across the middle for Caleb Keogh. Pearses really and truly are probably controlling this game at the moment. Caleb Keogh goes to attack, but he's fouled there by Thomas Lennon, and it's a free into Pádraig Pearses. Now, Can they get an equaliser before half time? We've gone over the 30 minutes at this stage. So it's a free, and Owen Colleran has decided he's coming out for it. Now there's not much of a breeze, but the flags will show you that whatever breeze is in it is going from left to right, so it's behind him. Now he's wondering, will I go long? And he seems to have made the decision. So he's about 55 yards out. This will be a monstrous kick on his left foot. More than capable of doing this, but it's a long way out. So Colleran with his left launches it high, 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 dropping in. Oh, and comes back off the post. Super effort, but into the hands of Jack Tumilty, and Tumilty with his right foot. So he finishes the job. Superb free kick by Owen Colleran. Went the distance, came back off the post, and Jack Tumilty was the most alert. Took that ball, turned and popped it over the bar for his 4th point of the game. And with that, Mick Breheny blows the half-time whistle on what's been a really entertaining first half of good quality football, attacking from both teams. And there's no defensive strategies in this game. It's all out attack from both teams, which is very entertaining to watch. We hope that you're enjoying the fair. But at half-time, with the teams heading for the dressing rooms, after a lively first half, the game is all square. Pearses 7 points, Clonagale a goal and 4. Owen Colleran has scored 3 points for Pearses, and Jack Tumilty has kicked 4, so that's where their scores are all coming from. Meanwhile, at the other end, Fergus Lennon has a goal and 2 points. Keane Fallon McGowan scored a point, and Ian Herney scored a point. So after a very lively and entertaining first half, the teams make their way in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a small break to let you grab that cup of tea, and we'll be back in a few minutes with a chat from, we'll have a guest up here in what is an excellent press facility up here in Pádraig Pearses. So give us a few minutes and we'll be right back to you, but we're leaving you there for a few minutes at a half time with the score standing at Pádraig Pearses 7 points, Clonagale 1-4. We'll chat to you soon. Okay, so you're all very welcome back. I hope you're enjoying that cup of tea, and you're welcome back here to what is an excellent broadcasting facility here in Pádraig Pearses, and the ground in general and the facilities are looking really good. I'm joined here by Chairman of the Pearses Club, Michael Fahley. Thanks for coming up to join us, Mick. First and foremost, I suppose, on the game that we've been watching, is tight and tough, and it's going to be tight to the end. Pearses seems to have got on top in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, just there around the centre of the field, and that we seem to come back in a bit more to it. We got a couple of breaks and took some good scores from play. So yeah, it's nice to see the goal was a clincher for us there early on, but we've recovered from it and come back, and we seem to be moving the ball a bit better now.
Move into the ball. I actually mentioned that in commentary that Clonagale got off to a good start and got that goal and was probably unlucky not to get a second from Mark Nocturne, but from that point on then your stronger players are on the middle. Conor Lohan
Owen McManus, Caleb Keogh especially, and Jack Downey in the middle of the field seemed to have got on top, and the two lads inside, Owen Collar and Jack Tumilty, getting 7 points between them. So you've worked your way back into this. This is a strong Pearses team with a lot of a good few lads there with a bit of senior experience.
Yeah, we have that, and we have a bit of expectation for them as well. So they seem to be coming into their own. They're a slow start, but we're coming back into it gradually. So hopefully we'll keep it going to the.
Hopefully,
final.
there wouldn't have been a lot between these teams, and indeed in the clubs in this, like it looks like Bridges and Oran the other side. So Clann, Bridges and Pearse, I suppose that triumvirate again, no more than the story at senior level, at under 20 level as well, seems to be stretching a bit further away than the other clubs.
Yes, because there's good underage development, like especially in the 14s and the 16 age group and up into minor, and we seem to be competitive every year, and it follows through. You see, so that's
it does follow
crucial.
through. It does, and of course these two teams played each other in the under 13 Division 1 and Division 4 finals this year. So it's actually emanating back down. Of course, that's based on the numbers, I suppose, and geographically we're probably well placed rather than say some of the clubs maybe in the north.
Yeah, well, that's I suppose population and all that, and the ability to field teams and that. But I mean, the structures has to be in place in order to enhance that, because the other sports between soccer and rugby in the area as well. So we have to be cognizant of that and keep our facilities good and keep our development going in the right direction.
Going in the right direction. And of course, as always, Michael, superb facilities here, superb pitches here. The other pitch out the back course, clubhouse and all that. You have the lights in now and everything. It's all about improving the facilities. We're trying to do the same down the road in Clonagale. Not easy, but great support from the area and from the people around.
Oh, the community is fantastic up here, and anything we go to here around the club, we're always get great backing and great support. So it's crucial.
It's crucial. It is right. And it's the same with Clonagale. I was just telling them they're all going buying tickets to win a camper van here for us in Clonagale. I suppose, Mike, looking forward to next week. Your seniors next week, huge game for them on next Saturday down at the Hyde against Mount Bellier Boylock. How's the feeling in the camp? How's things going?
Yeah, we're going very well. Good in training. We had a league semi-final here during the week, and they played very well in it. They had a good result, and preparation's going well, and we're reasonably confident if they turn up on the day, we could get a result. You know?
Thereabouts. I did say it, like you know, and looking at the Connacht Championship that's left with Tourlestrand, Knockmore, Pearses and Montbellier, don't want to put the curse on your anthem, but you look to have a fair good chance there. If things goes well for you, you get your full team on the field. You had a comprehensive win in the County Championship, beating ourselves, of course, but you were by far the better team on the day. And if you can build from that, this could be a year that you might be able to nick a Connacht Championship without putting the curse on.
Yeah. No, we'll be hoping that bit of experience there from the year before last. The run we had in the Connacht Championship, and we were hoping to build on it, and that extra bit of confidence should be there in the team, and if they played to their ability, I have no doubt that they will come out on top.
They will come out on top, and it will be great to see Pearses coming out on top. And of course, like you know, while we'll be foes on the field, like okay, as good neighbours ourselves and yourselves, and of course Bridges as well, and it will be great to see them win a championship. So Michael, listen to me, just on this game here, before you go, I'm going to get you to nail your colours to the mast. Is this game Pearses can win, or are we looking at it being tight to the very end?
Well, if we keep the momentum going that we did there in the last 10 minutes of the first half, I think we might shade it, but they will have to play. They will have to play to their full of their ability in order, because that's a well disciplined Clann team as well, and going forward they're dangerous. So
they are dangerous. So, and as I said, looking at the way the game is going, there should be nothing in it. Pearses has come into it well, so Clonagale probably has to pick themselves up again. Well, listen, Mick, we appreciate you coming up. Thanks very much, and thanks for the use of the facilities.
Not at all.
And as I said, this has been streamed out, and it's been streamed out to yourselves as well. So we hope everyone is making use of the service. But once again, thanks for your hospitality, and the very best luck to you both today and next Sunday.
Thank you very much, Emma. We're much appreciated.
Okay, Mick. And meanwhile, we go back to you, and we'll be back online here in about another 3 or 4 minutes. So get that tea finished, and we'll be back live with you in about 2 minutes.
Well done, Emma. Thank you.
Right.
whenever you're. I get this clock sorted. Okay, so we're back in line. You're all very welcome back here to still a very sunny Woodmount, Park on Pearses, for the second half of what has been, in fairness, a very enjoyable game up to now. So, just a few bits and pieces before we go forward again, before we're still waiting for Pearses to come out. So once again, for all of you that's listening and all of you that is trying to organise yourselves for your holidays next summer, the way to go is not to be flying off to sunny places. The way to go is to travel around in a retro VW camper van. So to win that, you just go online at www.winnerretrovwcamper.ie, and tickets, as it says, is 1 for €25, 3 for 50, and if you go really quickly, you can get 6 for €100. So Pearses come back on the wheel, and while they are, just again to have a recap, we're having a look around to see if there's any changes. Thanks very much to Michael Fettley for coming up and chatting to us here at half time. Michael, of course, chairman of the club. Also a big hello to chairman of the football board, which is Aaron Clogher. Aaron is officiating down in Beacon today at a Connacht Club Championship match. Top class referee. I was talking to him yesterday. So again, one of a Pearses club that was very welcoming to us here today. So meanwhile, the crowd seems to have bulked up, and the very best of luck to the tractor run, which is taking place down the road today, to Mike Lennon and all the crew that's running that. We wish them the best of luck in that, to raise funds. On days like this, we remember the very enigmatic Cathy Glennon, a huge club lady, and we remember on a day like today. So the best of luck to them in the tractor run. Meanwhile, I'd like to say a huge hello to one of our own club members, Thomas Seary. Thomas is had to go to Lanzarote for work purposes. He was checking to see what the sand is like on the beach. So Thomas, if you're listening to this, you take it easy, lad, because you need the break. Also, hello to our club singer player, Ulton Harney. Ulton, I think, is in Rome this weekend, so we hope you're watching in from Rome. And if you see the Pope, tell him we said hello, although I think he's in Greece this weekend, so maybe you can take the reins over there for a while. So to everybody else that's watching us all around the world, we hope that you've been tuning in. Pearses and Clann diaspora, you're all very welcome, and we hope you're enjoying the service you're bringing to us here. So we're getting ready here to start the second half of this game. Mick Breheny has the ball. There doesn't seem to be any changes that I can see. So 1-4 to 7 points, so this could be an arm wrestle of a game. We'll hope it's been really good so far, so we could have a thrilling finish here. Of course, the winners this into the county final to play the winners of Bridget's and Oran, who play in the other semi-final. Meanwhile, ball is thrown in, and away we go with Calum Keogh. Calum wins the first ball. Now down into the corner. This is with Thomas Carey. Pearses, as I said, finished that first half very strongly, and they look to be taken up again where they left off. Calum Keogh into the corner towards Owen Colleran. As always, Alan McManus is there, and that has been a huge tussle between the two of them. McManus gets his hand to the ball. Owen Colleran is claiming it's his. Ian Herney, his county minor companion, is over there. He's claiming it's his. The linesman is sort of pointing the flag, and he's saying it's Pearses. So the ball is in the hands of Owen Colleran over there. So Owen is looking into a very strong sun. Pearses in this half playing into this. The sun is in the rise. He goes long with his left foot from over on the sideline. Ambitious kick. I've actually seen him score them, but on this occasion the ball pulls to the right hand side and wide, and that is Pearses, by my reckoning, 6th wide of the game. So Neil Hannon out the middle of the field. We're back with the play. Up goes Michael Harrington, but that ball goes over his hands and into the hands of Daniel Farrell. Daniel, who's had a solid game for Pearses. Now Daniel turns over to the far side of the field. This now is with Thomas Carey. Thomas, who's a corner forward, but he tends to have played most of the game out around the middle. Back into Owen McManus, back to Carey, and Pearses look to build from the middle of the field. Carey now turns, twists. He's tackled by Thomas Lennon, but he gets that ball away to Conor Lohan. Conor, strong, powerful player. Conor is tackled and fouled by Josh Lennon. So free is given back to Daniel Farrell, back to field now. Farrell, faced up by Mark Naughton, but goes up along to Thomas Carey. Pearses have started this second half strongly. It's at the far side of the field. It's with Declan Kenny. Now Declan comes across the field, retains possession into the centre to Jack Downey. Jack now to Lukey Walsh, who's joined the attack. Back to Jack Downey. Downey inside to Tumulty, who's come a long way out. Jack Tumulty faced by Cian Gavin, scorer of 4 points in the first half. Tumulty now up along the left-hand side. This is a good attack, gives it over to Colern. Colern now comes across the field, out to Jack Downey, back to Colern. Colern always trying to find space for a shot, draws the foul from Michael Harrington, gets the foul, and gets himself a free kick. So on Colern showing all his experience that time. Saw that there was nothing on, saw that there was a player coming to him, drew the foul, and gets his free. Perfectly normal, good tactics. So on Colern with his left foot, he's about 30 yards out, just to the left of the goal, kicking with his left foot. This should be a scoring free for Owen Colern. Up he comes, he shoots with his left hand. Owen Colern splits the post again. Superb score for his 4th point of the game, his 3rd free, and puts Pearses a point ahead. So after 3 minutes of the second half, Pearses take the lead for what I think is probably the first time in the game. So now Clonagale work to do. Neil Hannon out this side of the field. Paddy Gavin is underneath it. Ball breaks into the hands, but it's picked up there, but it's Jack Tumulty who's come out the field. Oh, a lovely flick up off the ground by Jack Tumulty into Colern. These two were creating all the hassle. Back to Tumulty. Great tackle, but Tumulty still on the ball. Swarmed by Clonagale, fouled by Clonagale. So Clonagale needs to be careful with that, because there was 4 Clonagale players there and only 1 Pearses player, but they fouled him. But there's no doubt about it, Colern and Tumulty has taken this game to Clonagale between the two of them. 8 points for Pearses. Colern has 4, Tumulty has 4, and Colern is just about to make it 5, I would assume. 21 yards out left foot, and Owen Colern taps that ball over the bar. So all of a sudden, Pearses has pulled 2 points clear in this game, and now Clonagale needs to start getting a grip here. Pearses, as I said, after the initial burst by Clonagale at the start of the game where they got the goal and looked to be on top, Pearses worked their way back into it, and it's fair to say Pearses are on top here now. So meanwhile, the umpire is waving his flag and he's pointing over to the far sideline now. I'm not sure what he's doing. Well, I'm not sure what happened there. The umpire alerted Mick Breheny to something and he spoke over to the sideline and there was a sort of a response. But anyhow, back with the action. Up goes Paddy Gavin, breaks it on. Ball comes to Oisin Flaherty. He works hard in there. And meanwhile, there's a foul and Pearses are picking up all sorts of frees. Conor Lohan goes quick, but he was too far up the field. But Pearses seems to be winning all these breaks around the middle of the field now. Clann needs to get players in around that. There's a danger for Clonagale here now. The Pearses might put a bit of daylight between them. There's 2 in it at the moment. So meanwhile, Jack Downey now turns back into the centre, back to Richie Brown. Brown, who has had a good game so far. Brown draws, Paddy Gavin is there, Oisin Flaherty is there, gives it back to Jack Downey. Now Downey, content to hold the ball until he gets a runner coming off his shoulder. That's Caleb Keogh, but he doesn't use him. He gives it instead to Luke Walsh. Luke Walsh, the corner back, who's way up the field. Luke now goes to the far side of the field, right over that side of the field, and it's with Thomas Carey. Thomas into Luke Walsh. These corner forward to corner back, but Luke, he drops that ball. It's picked up there by Cian Fallon McGowan, and now Clonagale, for the first time in this half, gets down the field. Long ball now to Josh Lennon. Josh doesn't pick it the first time, but gets it the second time. Tackled by Conor Hurley, but Josh Lennon now comes across the field. Chance here for Clonagale. Ball is dinked out here now to Mark Nocton. Followed out there by Daniel Farrell, but Mark picks it up now, looking to see who's available. Daniel Farrell pushes him out over the sideline. Meanwhile, there was a foul there off the ball. I saw Ian Herney going to ground. He was being tracked by, it looks like, Declan Kenny, and as he was running to join the play, Ian was fouled by Declan Kenny, so Mick Breheny let play go on, but now after the break in play, he's calling over Declan. So he's having a chat with him there, and he's giving him a yellow card. So a yellow card for Declan Kenny. Second yellow card of the game. The first one, of course, went to Paddy Gavin from Clonagale. So Declan Kenny has taken a card. Meanwhile, Clonagale now has a free. It's on the 14-yard line with Cian Fallon McGowan. He goes short into the middle to Ian Herney, but that was a pass that really was never on and was well read there by Conor Lohan, and Pearses break again. Now, Luke Walsh. So Pearses have players running in all directions. This ball is with Daniel Farrell. Tackled there by Michael Harrington, fouled by Michael Harrington. Farrell now, strong player. Farrell goes short out this side of the field, and it's with John Moore. John Moore now, back to Farrell. Pearses building from the middle of the field. Luke Walsh, they're all up the field. There's only 3 players in the Pearses half of the field: Josh Lennon, Hurley, and Cunningham. Meanwhile, ball is played long into the corner, into the hands of Owen Colern. Colern turns outside, and now this is dangerous. Owen Colern coming in along. Owen Colern gets it onto his left foot. Owen Colern shoots. And inevitably, Owen Colern scores. That was a lightning score where a ball was turned over and was moved up the field, which Pearses have been doing really well since the second half started, and they've kicked, and now Pearses have gone 3 points ahead, 10 points to 1-4. So Clonagale now with work to do. We're 7 minutes into the second half. Meanwhile, Mick Breheny, so Clonagale needs to do something here. There's a couple of positional switches. Clonagale, I see Conor O'Reilly has come out around the middle of the field. Meanwhile, that's a poor kick out straight to Declan Kenny. Now inside again to Colin. Colin and Alan McManus. Colin is now getting the better of that, Joel. Oh, Colin turns inside. McManus gets back at him. But Colin on his left foot once again. This is becoming the Owen Colin show at the moment. He has now just kicked his 7th point of the game. And he's put Pearses 4 points ahead. So Clonagale needs to be careful now. This game is running away from them, in the form of Owen Colin and Jack Tumilty up front, but a lot of the good work has been done around the middle of the field where Pearses are completely on top. Clonagale seems to have withdrawn a lot of their players back towards the middle and their own half, and it's suiting Pearses. Kick out straight into the hands of Jack Downey. Now Jack Downey looks out to the right hand side, gives that ball out to Thomas Carey. A lot of the Pearses players seems to be getting a lot of freedom and loose. The Merking seems to be loose. Meanwhile, that pass is loose and it's picked up by Mark Nocton. Clonagale's corner forward, right back there. Now out to Oisín Flaherty. Now Clonagale building from the back. They need some sort of score now if they can. This is Oisín Flaherty, but he gives that pass away. Went to go find Alan McManus, but just put it behind him, and it's picked up, and now here comes Pearses. This is Declan Kenny. Kenny soloing through the middle of that Clonagale defence. This is still Declan Kenny. Chance here. Kenny shoots. Declan Kenny scores. Declan Kenny, so shortly after getting a yellow card, it seemed to spur him into action. But once again, Pearses, the ball was turned over. A bad mistake between, I think it was Oisín Flaherty trying to give it to Alan McManus. The ball went behind it, dropped to ground, and it was picked up and flashed over the bar by Declan Kenny. Meanwhile, there's a change on the Clonagale team. We'll let you know Conor O'Reilly is going off, and number 24 coming on. We'll have to check and see who that is. I'm not sure. Number 24 has come on from Clonagale. We'll find out. It looks like it might be Jason Mulvey, is it? Meanwhile, ball is kicked out that far side of the field. Ian Harney jumps. Ball breaks over the top into the hands of the sub that's come on. And I do think it's Jason Mulvey, but we'll clarify that. Meanwhile, Fergus Lennon. Now, Fergus Lennon, way back in his own half, dinks that ball inside to Mark Nocton. Ball breaks. But Conor Lohan gets in there like a tiger and gets that ball up along the wing. Pearses do look a lot hungrier for this at the moment, I have to say. Luke Walsh to Jack Downey. These guys has been controlling this game for the last 20 minutes. The end of the first half and this half. Now Caleb Keogh, strong and powerful in the middle of the field. Caleb is fouled by Oisín Flaherty. Pearses are on top in all facets at the moment now. Ball is dinked through the middle. Picked up there now by Conor Lohan into Owen McManus, who's been quiet in this game. Owen now feeds it out to the right to Luke Walsh. Luke up into the corner, and that ball is picked up by Thomas Carey. Thomas comes inside. Clann struggling to get players back. Ball is with Owen McManus now, and Owen McManus with his right foot from way out on the sideline. Owen McManus punts that ball in. And that's a great score by Owen McManus. First point of the game for Owen. But once again, Pearses are putting a full court press on Clonagale, and Clonagale not able to handle it at the moment. So after what is 10 minutes of the second half, Pearses have raced into a 13 points to 1-4 lead. So out of nowhere, Pearses have gone 6 points ahead. So Clonagale really needs to do something to get back in this game. They have possession with Ian Harney. Now Ian from centre half back, number 6 on his back, super player, Clonagale senior player. Now Tala McManus, powerful and strong to Paddy Gavin. Paddy needs to assert himself on this game. Paddy is fouled in the middle of the field by Jack Tumilty. So what can Clonagale do? Pearses meanwhile have funneled everyone back and closed off all the avenues. Now Gavin is looking, he has no choice but to go long. He goes long towards Josh Lennon, but that's well read there by Daniel Farrell, who's had a good game, and he gives it to Jack Downey, and here comes Pearses again, and Pearses really are on top in this game now. Clonagale needs to try and find something from somewhere. Meanwhile, Caleb Keogh to Richie Brown. Richie tackled by Shane Gavin, but goes by Shane Gavin and now runs at the goal again, and here they come again. Looking dangerous every time they attack. Richie Brown shrugs off the tackle. Now Owen McManus, fresh after getting that score, back to Tumilty. Tumilty now on his right foot, out the far side to Thomas Carey. Thomas Carey tackled by Michael Harrington, and Harrington does well out there. Michael Harrington wins that ball and tries to get Clann going. Cian Gavin back to Michael Harrington. This is better. Now, what can Michael do? Ball needs to go quicker though. It's too slow. The transition is too slow. Ball is put down long. That ball comes to Fergus Lennon now, out ahead of Luke Walsh. Fergus takes him on. Fergus does well now. Can he keep going? Double mark now. 2 Pearses players on him and no support. Now it comes with Mark Nocton. Mark into the centre to Cian Fallon-McGowan. We need a score. Fallon-McGowan tries to get on his left foot, but Conor Lohan gets an excellent block on that there, and the ball breaks easily into the hands of Daniel Farrell, and here come Pearses again with John Moore. Now John up along the wing, followed by Jason Mulvey, but turns back out. Now to the centre, back to Farrell. Farrell has been excellent for Pearses in this game. Turns and twists, back again now to Brown, and they're taking their time. They're making sure to find their men. Jack Downey. Downey gives to Caleb Keogh, and this Pearses midfield is really on top now. Downey and Keogh have played really well. Keogh carries that ball strong and powerful through the middle. Back again to Conor Lohan. This is a strong spine in this Pearses team. Good tackle by Paddy Gavin. 2 under-20 teammates from the All-Ireland final this year. Ball is fed back to Farrell. Farrell into the middle to Downey, and here they come again, past midfield. Jack Downey now looks inside. Who's in there? Colleran is running, so is Brown. This is Richie Brown. Brown goes to ground, but gets that ball, lovely flick up off the ground. The problem here is the Pearses is getting time to do this thing. Meanwhile, it's Owen Colleran. They're getting time to flick it off the ground. They're getting time to find their men. Clann needs to push up and get closer. Jack Downey goes the whole way back out the field, back out to Caleb Keogh, and Caleb now has the whole pitch in front of him. Caleb makes the burst, gives it to Owen McManus straight away now, but that's well read by Thomas Lennon. He was trying to find Owen Colleran. Lennon out, and here comes Ian Herney, and now Clann needs to get out and support. Herney goes long down the field. Fergus Lennon now has a bit of room to manoeuvre here. Fergus Lennon taking on Luke Walsh. Fergus carries, now gives it into the middle to Usheen Flaherty. This is a good attack by Clonagale. Usheen Flaherty, but no, he tried to find Mark Naughton in the middle, but Conor Lohan was way too cute and too clever and has been around too long. Saw that happening and blocked it off, and now here they come up the field again. Hurley puts it up. It's intercepted there a bit, but Declan Kenny wins that run and flicks that ball up at full speed. That was excellent by Kenny. Takes on his man, comes inside and over the side of the field to Richie Brown, and Richie Brown coming in with his left foot. Richie Brown dinks that ball high, puts it in, but unfortunately goes across the face of the goal and wide. That would have been a superb point, but an absolutely fabulous pick-up by Declan Kenny at full speed, chipped it up, and it just shows the confidence and the verve that they're playing with at the moment. So now, meanwhile, Pádraig Pearses are making a substitute, and I think I see Adam McGreal is warming up over there. Meanwhile, we're looking inside, and Mick Breheny is in. He's been talking with his umpires. I don't know what they saw. They saw something there, so they called in Mick Breheny. Mick is coming out the field. We're looking to see who he's coming out to. He's going to have a word with somebody. He's calling over. He's talking to, it looks like Thomas Lennon and Owen Colleran. Yeah. Thomas Lennon, meanwhile, has dropped back into full back to try and mark Owen Colleran, and Alan McManus has come out to centre half back. Meanwhile, Neil Hannon goes long, out the field. Ball is superbly won there by Daniel Farrell, who's been superb in this game inside, but Colleran picks it up. Now Thomas Lennon is going to try and do an American job on him. He's sticking to him, but Colleran does well, and Colleran gets his free. So while Thomas Lennon did really well there at the moment, Owen Colleran is almost unmarkable at the moment. He's shown for every ball. He's getting out in front, and Owen, of course, captain of that Connacht Minor Championship winning team on what was an absolutely atrocious day last St. Stephen's Day down at the Connacht Centre of Excellence in Beacon. Owen captained Roscommon to win a memorable minor championship. Was superb from full forward, and here he is back today now with Pádraig Pearses, really showing his true colours. Already the scorer is 7 points, 4 from frees, 3 from play. So he's on the 14 yards line with his left foot right out about 5 or 6 yards in from the left touch line. Usual stance with his back to goal. He's looking to see is it possible to swing this over. Really tight angle. Meanwhile, Ian Herney goes in to try and put him off. Colleran though now with that left foot from the 14 yards line, swings it in, curling, dropping, and it drops into the hands of Jack Tumilty. That was really dangerous. The ball broke into the hands of Tumilty, and Tumilty's shot was blocked, and he gets a second attempt at it, but this one drifts way out to the left and wide, and with that Mick Breheny blows for the second water break of the game. So after just over 16 minutes to the second half, Mick Breheny has blown for the second water break. So Clonagale now with a lot of work to do. Pearses, in the blink of an eye, in that period from the half time, from the last 16 minutes, has gone from being level score or point down at half time to 13 points to 1-4 ahead. Clonagale have failed to score in this second half, and meanwhile Pearses have put on 7 points in the second half. So they've really come out strongly in the second half. They're completely controlling possession around the middle of the field. They're controlling possession all over the field, as a matter of fact, and they're driving forward. at every opportunity, and Tumulty and Clann has just been, as they say, making hay while the sun shone, which is shining brightly here today in Pearses. Of course, of their 13 points at the moment, Clann has kicked 7, Tumulty 4, and Declan Kenny and Owen McManus have both weighed in with a point each. So scores coming from 4 of the 6 Pearses forwards. Meanwhile, on the other side, Clonagale have failed to raise any sort of flag in the second half, and they really need some sort of major surgery now to turn this game around. We spoke at half time with Mike Vahelly and even ourselves, and our own analysis was that it would be a tight second half. But whatever happened in the dressing room at half time, Pearses have come out strong and powerful and are well on top in this game now. So it's going to take something big from Clonagale to turn this around. So meanwhile, just to remind you all once again that the Pádraig Pearses senior team next Saturday in Dr. Hyde Park at 1:30 against the Galway champions Mount Bellion Moylock in the Connacht Club Championship semi-final. It was initially fixed for last Sunday, but due to COVID reasons, it couldn't have been played. So it's been replayed again next Saturday. So I know that the original fixture was to be shown on TG4. So I'm not sure whether next Saturday's game will be shown. Possibly it will be. We'll keep an eye out for that. But if not, everyone try and get down to Hyde Park to support them. So meanwhile, Pádraig Kelly and Ollie Brooks has recharged their charges, whatever they said at half time, to get them up and going. Pádraig Seary and his backroom team has had to try and lift Clonagale, so we'll see can Pádraig get them up and get them going. Meanwhile, there's a change on the Pearses team. Adam McGreal has come on. Adam, a minor star from this year, Adam McGreal has come on in place of Thomas Carey. And just at this point, I'd like to wish the very best of luck to Jerry Pettit, the new Clonagale chairman, in his new role. Very best luck to him and well done, and a lot of thanks to Aidan Bryan, who stepped down from the role after 5 years in Clonagale. So Jerry is in as the new chairman, and we wish him the very best luck in that role. Also Damien Durney, the new treasurer, Cathal Durney, the new vice chairman. So big changes all around in Clonagale this year. And as you probably know, Liam Kearns remains on for a 3rd year as manager of the Clonagale senior team. So meanwhile, here's a chance here for Clonagale now. That ball breaks inside. And it's fly kicked across the goal, and now Shane Gavin. Shane goes down on the ball, and Shane is fouled. So a good start to this last quarter for Clonagale. They attacked right from the off, so they really need to start getting some sort of scores. Meanwhile, it goes short with that free tee in Herney, whereas McBreheny says no, it wasn't from the right place, so he's saying you have to kick it from the right place. So Cian Fallon McGowan now. So he's on his left foot. He was going infield a little bit, and I think he was probably right. They seem to be putting a long way out there, but that's where he's to kick it. So he's about 5 yards in from the sideline. He's on the 14 yards line. So what's he going to do with this? He lofts it with his left foot high across that goal. Underneath the ball is Jason Mulvey is there, Mark Nocton is there, but the ball is picked up back there by Conor Hurley, and Pearses win it easy enough in the end. Clonagale made no inroads from that attack at all, and Pearses easily cleared that ball up. So it's with back there with Jason Cunningham. It breaks now, it's over the far side with Jack Downey. Jack picks up the ball. He's tackled there by Paddy Gavin. Referee says it's a free. Pearses gives that ball short, and Michael Harrington picks it up. Now, chance here for Michael Harrington coming along. They need something here. Ball's given across to Fergus Lennon, takes that ball back to McGowan. McGowan's shot is blocked, comes out to Josh Lennon. Josh, on his right foot, Josh flashes that ball up and over the bar. But there was, for a split second there was a chance of a goal. Josh Lennon kicks his first point of the game, but there was a chance of a goal. The ball came across, and it was coming into the hands of Cian Fallon McGowan, who may have been in a slightly better position than Fergus Lennon, but Fergus reached up and grabbed it, and when he came down, found himself at a bad angle. If the ball had continued through to McGowan, he was probably at a better angle. But anyway, it's a score for Clonagale. It's one back. Now, can they build on that? Ball breaks in the middle of the field. Superb leap by Caleb Keogh. Breaks here now from Declan Kenny to Owen McManus, and here comes Pearses again. Ball is with Caleb Keogh. Caleb is caught. He's caught high. Now it was accidental, I think, Ian Herney. I know he was putting out his hands maybe to try and stop him, and I don't think there was anything malicious in it. But Ian Herney is being called over there by Mick Breheny. I think it's probably a yellow card. I don't think it's any more than that. But once again, we saw there, we got great evidence there of Pearses' ability to break from the back. Ball was turned over, and from what was a good chance down the other end, they just moved that ball quickly. Inevitably threw Downey and Keogh in the middle of the field, who have been superb after the first 15 minutes of this game, they really took over in midfield and they turned this game around. So now it's a free to Pearses on the edge of the D. So we're looking at about 26 or 7 yards out in front of the goal. Ball is at the feet of Owen Collern. Owen, of course, who has already scored 7 points in this game, 3 frees. So he's looking to add to his tally. Scoreline stands at 13 points to 1-5. Meanwhile, Kellam Keogh gets up. He's okay. Play resumes. I see another change being made on the Clonagale team now. In a second, we'll let you know who that is in a second. So the ball is in the hands of Owen Collern. Owen now with his left foot. And Owen with his left foot. Usual stance, usual shot, usual result. So, 8th point of the game for Owen Collern. 15th point of the game for Pearses. And we're back to a 7-point ball game. 14th point of the game. Sorry, I was getting my score wrong there. Eugene doesn't let me away with too much here. So 14 points to 1-5. It's a 6-point ball game. Meanwhile, ball is kicked out there, but there was a sub being made on the Clonagale team. So there's a sub in for Clonagale. It looks a bit like John Feeney, I think, is it? I think. I'm not sure. I don't have a subs list for Clonagale. Wasn't available before the match, and seems to have gone off. We'll figure that out in a minute. I think it might be Joe Degnan gone off the Clonagale team. Meanwhile, excellently taken there by Declan Kenny. Declan's free is half blocked illegally. So yeah, I think it's Joe Degnan that's gone. It is Joe Degnan that's gone off the team. It looks like it could be John. Who is it? I think it's John Feeney that's come on wearing number 25. So a second sub for Clonagale. Meanwhile, it's a 6-point ball game. Owen Collern on the 21 yards line, about 5 yards in from the sideline. Once again, with that cultured left foot, he lofts it in high, dropping high, and dropping over the bar. Superb kick again by Owen Collern from way out on the far side of the field. Owen Collern kicks his 9th point of the game. So Owen, who seems to have found his form at the right time. Meanwhile, Mick Breheny is on the ground, the referee. He takes a tumble. I don't think it was intentional though. It was just accidental. He was in reverse, probably a little bit quick to get out for that kick out. Meanwhile, good kick out by Niall Hannon, but it goes way over the midfield. And of course, when it goes over that midfield, the Pearses half-back line in the form of the likes of Daniel Farrell and Conor Lohan are just waiting to... Oh, but that ball is dropped now. Now a chance for Clonagale here. Now, Paddy Gavin takes it quickly. Oh, right. So... that ball broke, he was pulled down. Ball broke to Paddy Gavin, he was pulled down. But he got up and played the ball into the waiting Clonagale forward. And all of a sudden, Clonagale had 3-on-2. But Mick Breheny pulled it back. So Paddy Gavin was arguing that he should have maybe played the advantage. Meanwhile, it looks like it's Jason Cunningham that's been spoken to, the number 4. So that was a pull down. So by the letter of the law, it probably should be black, but it is black. So black card for Jason Cunningham. Just misfortunate for him. Gavin was gone, so he, as we say in football parlance, took one for the team. Meanwhile, there's another change on the Pearses team. We'll see who that is coming in now at the moment. And there's also a change. I think I see Mossy O'Neill has come on the Clonagale team. Mossy looks like number 19, yeah. We'll see in a minute who he's come on for. Sub has come in on the Pearses team as well. Meanwhile, Fergus Lennon on the 50-yard line. They really need something from this. He goes short up into the corner now. Back again to Fergus Lennon. Oh, I know. Unfortunately, Fergus takes his eye off it and drops it. Pearses comes out of it, but it's well won there. John Feeney goes to ground, but he said that John Feeney handled the ball, and now Pearses break. This is dangerous. This is with Declan Kenny. Kenny has the whole field in front of him. Now, Clann are striving to get back on, but Declan Kenny has carried that ball 70 yards out, and with his left foot, Declan Kenny kicks his 2nd point of the game. 2nd point of the game for Declan Kenny. Superb break by Pearses. The ball was played inside. It was tussle for Pearses, won it. 1 or 2 quick passes, found Kenny in space. Kenny carried it maybe 80 yards and finished with a superb point for his 2nd point of the game. Meanwhile, yeah, okay. So, names has been taken there. So we're trying to keep up with all that's happening here. Neil Hannon goes short to John Feeney, and now Clonagale tries to start from back in their own defence. Ball is out the far side of the field. It's with Jason Mulvey now down along to Fergus Lennon. Fergus has come a long way out, and really it's a conundrum for Clonagale because we probably need Fergus Lennon inside to get the scores, Meanwhile, it's given into Mossy O'Neill. Now, nice footballer coming off the minor team. Mossy now carries that ball out that far side to what's Jason Murphy, back to Mossy O'Neill, the two subs, and Mossy with his left foot kicks, and Mossy O'Neill kicks a lovely point by Mossy O'Neill. He's not long on as a sub, and he kicks a lovely left-footed point for Clonagale to bring it back to now a 7-point ball game again, 16 points to 1-6. Clonagale really need goals here now. We've played 24 minutes to the second half, so we're into the last 6 or 7 minutes, well held up there by Alan McManus. So now, what can Clonagale do? They need a goal. Oisin O'Flaherty, strong, powerful, carries it forward, mishandles the ball, referee gives a free. Referee gives a free there for a foul, and the ball now is in the hands of Paddy Gavin. So he's probing, looking to see where is this goal going to come from, and they do need a goal. Comes this side of the field to Ian Herney now. So Ian Herney has all the field in front of him, flicks the ball up with his right foot, now looking to see what's available. Decides he's going to go along with the outside of his right boot. That's a great score by Ian Herney. Super score. Ian's second point of the game. With the outside of his right boot, Pearses backed off him, expecting him to put the ball in, and suddenly that's 2 points in a row for Clonagale. So we're back to a 6-point game, 1-7 to 16 points. Now, can Clonagale find a goal from somewhere to make the last 6 or 7 minutes of this game more interesting? Pearses have really been on top, but we'll see now as Clonagale Anthem Toffer at this stage. Ball is kicked out high, dropping on top of Harrington and Feeney, but it breaks over the top to Declan Kenny, who's had a super second half. Kenny goes down and picks it up. Cultured footballer inside. Collern now. Collern and Niall are Thomas Lennon. Collern, of course, got flicked up off the ground by Owen Collern excellently, and he attacks that goal. He's tackled, and well done by Thomas Lennon, did well there. Free is out. I'm assuming it's for over-carrying of the ball. Clonagale tries to take it quickly, but he's putting them back over to where they were. Meanwhile, Richie Brown is temporarily on the ground, but he gets up. The referee is going in to see what happened there. So there could be a turnover here. Richie Brown went for that ball and he ended up on the ground, but I don't think it was anything. It was pretty innocuous. But a free given out against Ron Collern there for maybe overcarrying ball. Thomas Lennon did really well to shepherd him, and he overcarried the ball. So Ian Herney takes the free quickly back to Thomas Lennon now. They have a long way to go to the far end of the field. Lennon now faced up by Owen Collern. Lennon goes into the middle to Paddy Gavin. Now, what can Paddy do? Paddy launches it long, high down the field. Out in front here is Josh Lennon. Now, what can Josh do? Gives it to Shane Gavin. Now into Mossy O'Neill, but Mossy doesn't take it first time. And unfortunately, when Jack Downey is around, if you don't take it first time, he'll take it for you. Now, Adam McGreal. McGreal now out this side of the field, and here they come again. Ball is dinked up the side, just about makes Daniel Farrell, but unfortunately runs out over the line. So Alan McManus takes the ball off him. So now, what can Clonagale do? Quickly giving in now to Josh Lennon. Now a bit of room here for Lennon. Lennon turns, faces Jack Downey, goes left, goes right, turns outside, and on his right foot, Josh Lennon. Well, I'm not really sure what Josh was trying to do there, but he has ended up kicking Clonagale's only fourth wide of the game, but I think he was trying to strike that over with the outside of his right foot, but it just didn't happen, and so a chance gone a begging there for Clonagale, and really and truly now we're in the last 3 minutes of the game plus injury time. They can't afford to be kicking wides. James Costello, high and long to the middle of the field. Up they go. Alan McManus gets a break on it, but it runs over the top to Declan Kenny, and Kenny shows his speed and keeps it in, and Kenny tried to flick it but runs it ahead of him. Well tackled by Ian Herney, who did really well there, but it runs into Collern. Collern turns now, and Pearses really seem to have too much strength and power here for Clonagale, and he's fouled that time. Fouled by Paddy, was it John Feeney? Fouls him, so Collern really has been a thorn in this Clonagale side, but players like Owen Collern, like Declan Kenny, who has been elegant and strong and powerful out on that wing, Caleb Keogh, Jack Downey, Daniel Farrell, Jack Tumulty inside, Conor Lohan at centre half back, Luke Walsh at cornerback. This is a strong, powerful Pearses team, and they played really well after the initial opening quarter where Clonagale were on top. Pearses have really taken over, and Clonagale unfortunately have been playing second fiddle all through this game. So we're into what's the last 2 minutes. We played 28 minutes of this game. 2 minutes to go, plus whatever injury time. Pearses lead on a scoreline of 16 points to 1-7, so a 6-point ball game. 16 points for Pearses, 9 of them coming from the boot of Owen Collern, 4 from Jack Tumulty, 2 from Declan Kenny, and 1 from Owen McManus. Meanwhile, Clonagale, who've scored just 3 points in the second half, Their scores coming from Fergus Lennon 1-2, Josh Lennon a point, Cian Fallon McGowan 2 good points from Ian Herney, and the last point there from Mossy O'Neill, who come on as a sub. So, Owen Collard, he's about 24 or 5 yards out, but only 5 yards in from that far sideline again, and with that left foot he swings it in high, but it's pulling to the left, it's going, but the ball breaks inside there, and Cian Gavin, now Cian comes out, Cian tries to solo, he's lucky there, he gets a free. So, Paddy Gavin, ball in his hand, looking to see who's available. They really need something to happen now. Goes short to Thomas Lennon. Now, Thomas, what can he do from back there? Good player, Thomas, back into the middle. Cian Gavin, they weren't sure who was getting that, but Cian Gavin got it. Now, Cian to Paddy Gavin. Paddy now, what can he do from the middle of the field? Turns inside. Fabulous player, Paddy Gavin, to Thomas Lennon, who's now joining the attack. Thomas dinks it forward now for Fergus Lennon. Fergus gets up, he takes that ball well. Now Fergus has a run at the goal, faced by Conor Lohan, faced by Jack Downey. Puts it in high, dropping in high with his right foot. Oh, that's a great point by Fergus Lennon. Good point by Fergus. His third point of the game. A goal and 3 points now for Fergus Lennon. Greeted with very little applause there, as you can hear, because unless something really dramatic happens, it's a 5-point game, and we're just ready to cross over the 30 minutes now. So it really comes down to whatever Mick Breheny decides to play on as injury time. We've had a few substitutes, but really and truly Clonagale needs a goal, and they need it quick. Meanwhile, another change on the Pearses team, and Dara Finn comes onto the team. Dara, of course, a county hurling star, and Dara comes on in place of Owen McManus at centre forward. Dara, as I says, goal scorer in the county hurling final from last year and has his county hurling medal from then. Meanwhile, ball is kicked out. Declan Kenny, who's had a super second half. Elegant player, long inside, but in fairness, Tom Lennon read that from a long way out. Tom now puts that ball out to Ian Herney, Clonagale's senior star, and county minor star. Back inside, Mossy O'Neill, who scored a point, and now here the attack with John Feeney. Now, Feeney attacking in from the far side. Feeney turns back out, he's fouled. Fouled there by Jack Downey. They need to do something quick. Ball is in the hands of Paddy Gavin, as always. Paddy looking to see what he can do. Dinks that ball in, now dropping shortly. Up goes Oisin Flaherty, but the ball is taken there by James Costello. Comes out to Mossy O'Neill. Mossy now back out the field again. This is with Feeney. Feeney on his left foot. Feeney fires the ball in, and Feeney fires the ball over the bar. So, good point by John Feeney. Second point by a sub for Clonagale. And now, that leaves it now 16 points to 1-9. And with that, Mick Breheny blows the full-time whistle after playing 1 minute of injury time. So it's all over here up in Pearses, in what was in the end a pretty emphatic win for Pádraig Pearses on a scoreline of 16 points to 1-9 after a tight open quarter, which Clonagale probably had the best of the chances, scored a goal and was unlucky not to score a second one. But then in the second quarter, Pearses started coming into the game and taking over around the middle of the field. They had it brought back to level at half-time, and then whatever was said in the dressing room at half-time, Pearses just cut loose, and in that third quarter, Pearses obliterated Clonagale and pulled 7 or 8 points ahead, mainly through the boot of Owen Collard, kicking points from chances that was created from a strong base at midfield from Jack Downey and from Caleb Keogh. Pearses then were on top in all facets, and Clonagale showed a bit of token resistance at the end, kicking a couple of points too, coming from their subs of Mossy O'Neill and John Feeney. So a 16 points by Pádraig Pearses, of which, as I said, 9 came from the boot of Owen Collard and 4 from Jack Tumilty, 2 points from Declan Kenny and a point from Owen McManus. A goal and 9 for Clonagale, goal and 3 of that coming from Fergus Lennon. 2 good points from Ian Herney, and then points from Josh Lennon, Cian Fallon McGowan, Mossy O'Neill, and at the end John Feeney. But I think really and truly Clonagale played second fiddle for 3/4 of that game to what's a very strong Pearses team, who now go forward to the County Under-20A final, where they'll be playing the winners of St. Bridget's and Oran. So, we hope you were entertained by the game. Once again, before we go, I just want to reiterate our draw. Get in there and get those 6 tickets for the £100. It's a great deal for Clonagale's fundraiser. You'll get there at www.winaretrovwcamper.ie. So let's see, can we get that van under us for next summer? Meanwhile, a huge thanks to the Pearses Club for facilitating the streaming. We hope everyone that tuned in enjoyed it. And what else would you be doing on a Sunday morning than watching your 2 neighbouring clubs playing in a county semi-final close by? So we were glad of your joining us today. A huge thanks to our cameraman and producer Eugene Pettit for a top-class job as always. So, from all here up here, from myself, Emma Turney, the commentator, and all up here at Pearses, as I said, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the game, and we look forward to being with you again maybe later on in the year. Not that there's much of the year left, but whatever games. But for everyone that tuned into us during the course of this year, for myself and Eugene, a huge thank you. We hope you've enjoyed the fair we've brought. And sure, look at it's GAA, it's local GAA, so there's always next year and always something else to look forward to. So from a sunny, dry Woodmount, Park on Piercy and Woodmount, we leave you with a fairly comprehensive win for Pádraig Pearses in the Under-20 Division 1 final on a scoreline of 16 points to 1-9 over Clann. From Eugene and myself and everyone at Clann GA, thanks for joining us, and until we meet again the next time, bye for now.